good Cherishing Flow fam? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to this channel, then go ahead and stick around, see if you love me, and if you do, then subscribe and turn the notification bell. If you're not new to this channel, then welcome back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving me as much as I love you. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a story time about the time that I got cheated on.
Can I guess what?
This is actually going to be the very first time I ever got cheated on. This video hopefully will be quick, so I'm going to quickly run down to you everything that happened, and yeah. So quick start, we started dating when this guy, we're gonna call him Joseph. He was a twin. We're gonna call his twin Josiah. Yeah, we're gonna start with that. So they moved to my hometown. We met, we kicked it off. Now, originally I kicked it off with Josiah, not Joseph. I liked Josiah, not Joseph. But the more I spent time with them, one, Josiah had a girlfriend. And two, everybody loved Josiah and Joseph. And I just felt like it was too much competition. Plus he had a girlfriend and I just, wasn't trying to be a homewrecker. And then me and Joseph ended up having more things in common. We liked a lot of the same stuff. We had similar thought processes. We just kind of, we ended up hitting it off personality-wise. And Josiah and me, while we still got along really great, we didn't have a lot in common. And both guys seemed really passive and nice and sweet. And the thing about the situation is that if you met them, you never would think that they were the whores that they are, okay? Or that they were. I don't know what they are now, but they were both of them. It was okay. So me and Joseph eventually start dating. Now, he acted super duper shy about our relationship, which is why the cheating came as a surprise to me. He was afraid to do everything. Like, he was real nervous about holding our hands. When we first started dating, as a matter of fact, it wasn't because he just straight up asked me out. It was because he was trying to ask me out, and one of the other people that was with us got impatient and was like, Ricky, Joseph wants to go out with you. Do you want to go out with him? And that's how we started dating, because he was too nervous to actually ask me out in the first place. We had been dating for a couple of months. We started dating over the summer, and it's getting towards the end of the summer. We actually started going to school. We had been going to school for a few weeks, and it was in August. And, I noticed that during the weekdays, he wasn't as communicative with me. But I figured, he had school, he had band, he was a piano player, so, he had, piano player? Bass player. Bass player? He played some kind of instrument, him and his brother. I think Josiah was a piano player, and Joseph did something else. So he played an instrument, and he had those type of practices. He played for the church that we went to, and that's when we saw each other every weekend at church. And I would try to go Saturday nights to events and different this and different that so that we could see each other a little bit more. We never went out, but I figured that was because we were young and his parents were kind of strict. I remember his mom making a huge deal out of seeing us hold hands in church, and she was just kind of like, just be careful, you guys are young. So, and that's another thing. I met his parents. They both seemed to really like me, right? Right. Okay. So, well, I want to say them both. His mom liked me, and his dad was completely uninterested in what was going on. But so we're holding hands and we're doing all the stuff. It took him forever to hold my hand. He would hold my hand and be like, "Can I hold your hand?" And da-da-da-da. He was extremely jealous of me, especially me and Josiah's relationship, because Josiah liked me. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but Josiah had a crush on me, even though he had a girlfriend.
The ghetto!
And he would flirt with me, but I didn't really see it as flirting, because I think they're both I always thought they were both kind of airheaded. So I thought it was just, him being his stupid self. So during the week, we don't really talk, not as often. And I assume it's because he's busy. And then when we're together, I think, it's a real plus that he's never on his phone. Because, you get with a guy and they be on their phone the whole time, especially back then. We were teenagers. We were all kind of new to texting, so we were obsessed with doing it. But when he was around me, he would never be on his phone. I'm thinking, oh, that's good. That's great. We didn't take pictures together. We didn't post pictures together. And we didn't tag each other on stuff on social media. But again, I'm not thinking anything of it, because I'm not the type of person to be just posting my relationship 24/7 anyway. So I didn't think anything of that. We had only been dating for a couple of months. One day, we're in church. It's a Saturday. I was Seventh-day Adventist. And we were sitting on the bleachers. And at this time, Josiah had admitted to me that he had a crush on me and asked me not to tell Joseph. But it was a little awkwardness, because I was like, I'm in a relationship with your twin brother. What is wrong with you? And you have a girlfriend. What is wrong with you ×2? And so we're having a little awkwardness. So he's sitting up there, 2 bleacher seats up. And Joseph is right next to me, and I get a message from Facebook from someone, and we're gonna call her Rochelle. Now, me and Rochelle had met once before this, in front of Joseph at like the camp meeting. The same weekend that me and Joseph got together, I met Rochelle. Mind you, Rochelle and me thought we were like, we were told often that we looked alike, acted alike, all of that stuff. I liked Rochelle, she liked me, we was cool, we was friends on Facebook. She messages me on Facebook, she's like, hey girl, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And she's like, hey, I have a question, are you in a relationship with Joseph? And I said, yes, I am. You know him? Da-da-da-da-da. Like I'm saying, oh, I didn't know y'all was cool like that, blah, 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 blah. Because when I had asked Joseph, you know, oh, you know Rochelle? And he was like, not really. I've met her before, but I don't really know her. That this is what Joseph is telling me. And she's like, oh, cool. Me too. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you two? So at this moment, like I said, I'm standing next to Joseph. I'm looking at the phone and I look at Joseph and he's like, oh, you're so pretty today. And when he said it, I immediately was just like, and I'm looking at my phone. So before I even get mad, before I rip off and before I, do what I do, I looked at the phone. I'm sitting here. I'm wanting all the details from Rochelle. So I'm like, how are y'all seeing each other? I see him every weekend. She was like, oh, well, I never see him on the weekends. We go to the same school. And I'm like, oh, y'all go to the same school. He told me he barely knew you. She's like, oh, really? She's like, he told me y'all was just friends and that y'all knew each other because you were in the choir and he played in the band. And I was like, really? So we're going back and forth and we're sharing stuff. She's showing me, she's like taking pictures of messages they've said back and forth on Facebook. And I'm taking, I don't think there was there screenshots? Somehow I got pictures to her of the text messages that me and him were sending to each other. I might have used my sister's phone and took pictures. I don't know. But if there was screenshots, then I screenshotted. If not, I found a way to send her the messages. So I'm looking at the messages and all of the things he would say when he was busy with this or whatever, when he was busy with band practice or school homework, he was actually after school flirting and talking with Rochelle. And when he was telling Rochelle that he was playing in the band for church, he wasn't playing in no band for church. He was sitting next to me in the bleachers, flirting and talking and kikiing. So we're picking up the pieces, we're putting stuff together. I'm just like, word, thank you for reaching out to me because now I can, you feel me? And she's like, you know what, you saying, I'm gonna break up with him as soon as he gets to school. I'm gonna do it in person. I said, cool beans. I'm livid. So I get up. I'm getting up and I'm about to leave because I'm mad. I'm pissed the fuck off, all of that stuff. I knew myself and I knew that I had a really bad temper. At that time, I was pretty much about that action. Like I would swing first, ask questions later. So I was like, I don't want to do that. So I got up and I removed myself from the situation by going to the little side door. As I'm getting up and walking away, I'm pissed off. You can tell I'm pissed off. And you hear Joseph go, Ricky, what's wrong? Ricky. And I'm just like ignoring him. I don't want to look at his face. I was immediately disgusted with his entire existence. So I go to the back room, the hallway room, and I'm pacing back and forth. The first person who goes through the door, at first I'm thinking it's gonna be Joseph, but it's Josiah. Josiah's like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, your brother's cheating on me. And you could tell by his face that one, he knew, and two, he didn't know what to say next because he never snitched on his brother. So he said, well, maybe you just deserve better, and starts rubbing on my arm and stuff, trying to, play that position that men play. And I was just kind of like, yeah, no, we not gonna do that. And two, I started venting a little bit. I started talking about, like I said, this dude is cheating on me. I was like, who does he think he is? What is going on? He got the audacity. I was like, I would beat the freak out of him. Does he know I ain't one of these little church girls? Like, not to say, I don't love God and everything, but I was not like your typical church child, like I didn't spend all my days, I didn't go to the Pathfinders and do all of the events. I lived another lifestyle outside of going to church every week. And I was like, I'm not one of these little church girls. I'm not just gonna cry about it. He will get these hands. Mind you, side note, he was weaker than me. And I don't mean to say that like to really dog him. I mean to say that like in reality, like he was a very, very weak person. He grew, I think, maybe he hadn't gone through puberty, he hadn't gotten his male strength yet, but it was kind of pitiful how weak they both were. Especially for him to be so temperamental, because he was kind of temperamental for somebody who couldn't throw hands. I was like, so I'm going off, and I'm just like, I'm feeling the street me coming out. Street Ricky is coming to the surface. And during that moment, while I'm venting, and Josiah's just kind of like, wow. Like, Josiah looked a little scared, and in comes Joseph. And I see Joseph, and he's like, hey, babe. And In that moment, I could not hold myself back from doing it. I'm not proud of it, but I hit him. I balled up my fist and I swung on him. And I was thinking about, you know, letting it loose, but then I was like, let me go. Because we in church and I could get in trouble. My mom was there. I wasn't trying to get my butt whipped and everything. So I just walk out the door. I hit him and I was wearing his jacket that he had given me, and I threw his jacket at him. And I walked out. I don't know if Josiah like caught him up on the situation or was like, hey man, you caught, whatever. Joseph waits a little while before he comes after me. And then he comes and tries to talk to me during church, during the sermon. And he's trying to like, oh, it's not what it looks like. It's not what you think, blah, 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 blah. He's trying to make excuses like, I'm not cheating on you. I'm not cheating on you. I'm not cheating on you. He starts crying. He starts crying. He's like, I'm not cheating. I swear to God, like on everything, she lying. We're not together like that. It's not like that. Just going off. He's like, it's not like that. It's lies. I said, what reason does she have to lie to me? He was like, I don't know. Mama. Then he tried to pull the, you know, girls like me, they're going to try to break us up. I was like, I know, Rochelle. Why are you lying? So then I was like, okay, bet. I said, call her in front of me and see if her tune changes or if your tune changes. And he's like, no, you got to trust me. I said, no, I don't. I don't have to trust you. We've been together for 2 months. You have to be trustworthy. I don't have to do nothing. You have to be trustworthy. I don't have to trust you. I hate when men say stuff like, oh, you don't trust me. I do not trust blindly. I have made that clear to every person I've ever been in a relationship with. I'm not going to just blindly trust you. As soon as you do something to break trust, as soon as you do something that looks funky, as soon as I see something that don't look right, I'm going to use my common sense. I'm going to ask questions. And if somebody just walk up to me and they're also in a relationship with you and they have the screenshots, I told him, I was like, she got the screenshots. She showed me y'all's messages. You're caught. Why lie? Why are you still lying? So he's like crying, and I'm not sensitive enough to care about tears. I know a lot of girls, everybody who was there, because I did not tell everybody that he was cheating on me. I didn't tell anybody. The only person who knew was Josiah. Everybody was like, what's wrong with Joseph? Oh, Joseph's crying. Joseph, are you okay? He's like, Ricky's breaking up with me. Being the victim, of course. Everybody's like, Ricky, why would you break up with him? Oh, Ricky's crying. And I'm just like, in my mind, I was trying to figure out these are our mutual friends. So I'm just like, should I tell everybody he's cheating? Should I not? I don't. Until about a year later, he's dating one of my friends. And I find out that he's cheating on her with another one of my friends. Was it a year later? I don't know how much. It was time later. I found out that he's cheating on her with another one of my friends. And I'm just like, I said, and then when I was talking to the other one, the second friend, we're going to call her Tyra. She was like, oh, I didn't know he was in a relationship, blah, 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 blah. I was like, well, she's like, she said that he said they were just friends, or he said, you know, it wasn't like that, blah, 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 and that they were just cool. And I was just like, well, he's a liar. And she was like, how do you know? I said, well, I dated him because we weren't friends at first. Like, we were friends after they started dating. So I was like, well, I used to date him and he cheated on me. And she's like, he cheated on you? And this is when everybody was around. And you're just like, oh my God, Joseph cheated on you? That's why you guys broke up? I was like, yeah, that's why you guys broke up. Because he cheated on me. And I realized that I hadn't said anything before. And so he was like, I never cheated on Ricky. I never cheated on Ricky. And I told everybody who he cheated with. And they was like, he sure did date her for like a year. I was like, yeah, he cheated on me with Rochelle. Rochelle backed me up. She was like, yeah, he was dating Ricky while he was dating me. And he still, in front of me and Rochelle, both was like, I never cheated. And then would like send me text messages like, I swear to God, you know, if you ever told me that you wanted to be with me, I would break up with Tyra and I would be with you. And I still love you. All this dumb stuff that he always did. That's why I was like, I said, we can't even be really good friends because you always pull dumb stuff. I don't want you anymore. Once I found out that he was cheating, it was like all attraction. He wasn't even cute to me no more. Like, you ever see somebody you think they're so adorable and then something happens and it's like they're not attractive in the slightest. You're just like, what did I see in you? After that, he looked at me like an alien. Like something was wrong with his face. His mouth and his face just seemed deformed and unparalleled and unbalanced. It was not symmetrical. Like, it was just not cute. I remember like being like, so like, he dated half of my hometown in the Seventh-day Adventist community. Like, this is the honest to God truth, and cheated on everyone. Now I think he's married, but like this was something he did. I was one of the first people he cheated on, but he had a reputation for being a thought pocket, and it was mind-blowing because of how innocent he seems. Him and his brother. He was worse, but his brother too. Josiah, he wasn't no better. Because like I told you, he was telling me that he liked me while I was dating his brother and while he was in a relationship with somebody else. They were both a hot mess. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. That's how that's how I got cheated on. And my first time ever being cheated on, I did not forgive anything. I didn't try to get revenge. I just broke up with him in the moment and never looked back. It's so interesting that now, you know, he's married. The last time, I think it was like 3 years ago, was the last time I saw him, and he was still on the same stuff. Not trying to get with me or anything, but he was still on the same stuff. Like, he was still flirting with different girls while he had a girlfriend. Like, he wasn't different. Maybe he's different now that he's married. Now he's with somebody new. I haven't seen them together. I know the girl that he's married to now, and she's really great. I really like her. But yeah, that was a mess. It was a whole lot. That was the story. If you enjoyed this story, then go ahead and comment in the comment section down below. Tell me your favorite part of the story. Tell me if you've ever been in a situation like this. Yeah, go ahead and subscribe if you made it to this point. Then you love me, right? You love me. So turn your notification bell, all the stuff, turn on all that. A giveaway is coming soon, so you guys might want to, you know, keep your eyes open and all of that good stuff. And yeah, I love you guys ever so much. Follow me on all of my socials. If you have not purchased my ebook just came out recently, How to Do What You Love. I'll put something right here. It'll be in the description box below, and it'll also probably be in the first comments. How to Do What You Love. Thank you for everybody who has supported so far. I love you guys ever so much. And follow me on my socials, cherishingflow_ on Instagram, cherishingflow on everything else. And I'll see you guys in the next video.